Hello friends, welcome to Hot Topics in the News. I'm John, I'm joined by Anne-Marie today. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So today we're talking about Broadway. What's Broadway?
Well, when I think of Broadway, I think of a musical production in New York.
Absolutely. So Broadway is a famous street in New York, and there's a section of the street that has a lot of theaters. That section is known as the Great White Way, and it is full of theaters. A lot of famous musicals have come out of Broadway. For example, The Lion King on Broadway.
Yeah, that's right. Or Wicked, or Oklahoma.
A very famous one. I know I saw the movie version of Les Mis with Hugh Jackman recently. That musical always makes me cry.
I love the music to Les Mis. It's so powerful.
Yeah. So there is a museum dedicated to Broadway that's opening up. Now, Broadway is old. From the 1700s and on, there were shows being performed, and this museum is going to capture a lot of that history and help visitors understand how shows are put together. Now, in school, were you ever in a play in high school?
I was in some church productions before, but nothing on like a really broad scale. What about you?
I used to be a theater major, so I've done a lot of shows and then live stage productions. I used to work starting a small theater company. We were trying to make it in LA.
Wow.
Theater is very fun and challenging because it happens live. You probably already know what that means, but that means there's no stopping once you've started a show.
Yeah, if you make a mistake or something goes wrong, you really can't do anything about it.
You have to think on your feet and find creative ways to fix it. Once I was in a play where a sword during a sword fight fell off the front of the stage and almost hit someone in the audience.
That sounds like a really important prop.
Very important. So thankfully, a man in the audience picked up the sword and gently put it back on the stage, and the show kept on going. The music, it was called Man of La Mancha, a musical about Don Quixote from the famous Spanish author Miguel Cervantes. So anyway, maybe you have a favorite Broadway show. Do you have a top show?
Oh, I like a lot of different shows. I really love Hairspray. That's a really fun one.
Neat. That has a lot of fun, snappy songs.
Yeah, it takes place in the 60s.
Neat. Well, maybe you have a favorite one that you will get to see on Broadway. Now, tickets are pretty expensive to some of these shows.
That's why I've never seen one in person before.
Yeah, I know that front row seats can go over $1,000 US. So maybe you'll get the chance to see a show when you visit New York. But for now, check out the Broadway Museum that's opening on November 15th, and we'll see you next time on Hot Topics in the News. Bye-bye.